Hello world, this is JWP, J Ward Primo Beats, coming to you live from my bedroom. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit. Or my GoFundMe, JWP Fund. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and/or subscribe are appreciated. I'll be continuing along, remixing, remastering some of my older beats in flstudio. And when last I left off, I made a bit of a blunder. For some reason, I have track 18 here, and it messed up my workflow. And when I consolidated or I merged all my, of course, it didn't want it to replace my current channel. When I merged all my patterns, it replaced. When I merged all my patterns, it did something funny anyway, and it bumped that thing into, it bumped my scale pattern into the project, and I had already baked it down. It was at the end of the stream anyway. So what we have here is, it looks like we're missing a pattern, in fact, which is pattern 18. So I pulled out these patterns, and then suddenly track 18 is now that pattern. Which is strange. 19's empty. And these aren't the same. Okay, yeah, they are. So 17. It's just because, so this is in fact pattern 17, not 18. And 18, for some reason, inject itself here. This is pattern 18. Okay, so this is the original. That is pattern 18. Somehow, did I already do my arrangements? No. Somehow the scale injected itself, which is not good. It's pattern 17 and 18. Same thing. What's going on? They're not. I mean, that, yeah, they're different notes, but that's just because I changed them. So 15, 16, 17, 18. 16, 17. What? $17. Redone. What happened? Okay, I was worried that this was pattern 18, but it is in fact 17. So how did 18 get in? Let's see, like find all instances. Select, right? Select in playlist. Okay, so 8. 8, pattern 18. Looking at the original. This is empty? Interesting. How did it inject itself into pattern 8? Regardless, this is the redone. Pattern 8 is just not a thing. Is it at all even a thing? What's it in here? It's actually a thing. So things got moved around a little bit. Pattern 18. Pattern 8. What? Where's 8 then? How many times is 8 playing? So 8 has to be somewhere. Select a playlist. Okay, that seems right. right? Track 8 got swapped out. Pattern 18. Let's rename this. Let's pull the name. Track 9. It's not track 8. Interesting. So I don't know. Pattern 8 must have one time been automation. Whatever. Okay, so this is the one we're working on. We want to delete this pattern. This is containing that track 18 that was messing things up. And now everything's sort of in line. Pattern 8 is in position 8, 9, 17. Everything's sort of back in line. And that mess up is now gone. Before playing that, I'm gonna close this. That background thing doesn't fit well with me. It's hard to believe that it's there. Yeah, now it's completely neutered, right? So the bottom end is just existing in the sides now at this point for that instrument. Before moving on, I want to make sure that I want this as it is. Yeah, I'm supposed to like start working towards getting into the patcher preset. However, there's something I want to do here. I'm not going to have time to dissect and pick through that patcher preset and even start getting in the right direction. So what I'm going to do instead is turn on transparency mode here because not being able to hear myself is kind of weird. What I want to do is I want to see if I can isolate the side. Right? So actually, I'm going to have to at least consolidate, merge these into a new one. So I'll go ahead and clone the arrangement. We're going to call this arrangement merged. And we're going to go back to the original and arrangement. We'll call this original. Call it patterns. Patterns. And back in merged. So my question is really, how do I insert, the merged pattern into a specific location? Because every time I do it, it injects it into pattern 2. And like, why? Anyway, so we're going to take all that and we're going to go selected, tools, edit, merge selected clips. Right, and where did it insert it now? See, it's inserted into pattern 2. And then it bumps everything forward. Yeah, it bumps everything forward. I don't know why it selects 2. This one, I'm going to put that after that last one there. And then we're going to get at it. Oops. We're going to get at it and just delete it. Split by channel. So now we have them as individual channels. Pattern 19 disappears, right? Like it's not a thing anymore. The merged version. Yeah, the merged version just disappears. Okay, so no, this there, this here, this there, this there, this here. In fact, let's put toms in with percussions here. Tom that can go. That's the one I want. 2, 3, and 4. It's also good that it kind of holds its position. There was one thing I was worried about is that once they merge, like there wouldn't be space in front here. Okay, so that one doesn't look like it needed the space, but in this event, see, we have that empty space at the beginning, which is what we need. Imagine there's other places too, like the percussion here, which is my rather shaker. Okay, so from there, what I want to do is I want to see if I can isolate the low end and the side here. So we've completely destroyed the the mid, right? So it doesn't show up in the bass. We got this weird thing going on where it's like, wow, wow. It's like, we remove it. So what's that is an effect of is the reverb, I believe, or something. So it's moving the bass around, and it's creating this sort of weirdness. So what I want to do, probably not even that hard, is just isolate the mid side. I mean, I'll be see, the problem is that I turn it back to, let's go, I turn it back to mid, and then I turn it back to side again. And it's just to stabilize it. So I don't know if that's even doable here. MISC, we're stereo shaping, transient mastering, compressor. Like every time I reinstall FL Studio, I get like a different layout, and I always forget what the last one was, and then I do it again, and yeah. Okay, gain, stereo enhancer, stereo enhancer. I was about to say shaper, but then I didn't. Okay, so add another stereo enhancer, shaper enhancer from gain. What is gate? Filter and growth speed. Okay, gain. Stereo enhancer. Those are more effects, though. I mean, you could call it a gate, but it's not like a compressor gate. Whatever. Okay. So right now it's passing through. Yeah, we got this. It's really a small signal. Why is it even playing? Shouldn't this be playing first? Yeah. Anyway, so what happens if we stereo separate it to the middle? Right? Because it's all side. All wide, all wide. That's just kind of turning it up, right? It's not really what I want because it's kind of dying. It's kind of dead now. I want to isolate it. Like I want to keep it in the middle. It's not what I want. Perhaps stereo shaper will be able to accommodate here. So we're taking this this side signal, and we're floating it as a mid. Okay, what's going on here? 100%. There's no right click reset for that. Just right click turns it off. Okay, so effects mixing, left, right, mid side, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, left. Let's go A side splitter, mid, gone, just gone. See, it shouldn't matter though. Like it doesn't see it as left or right. It's just a single signal. There's inverted. So I guess maybe I'm not thinking of it right. Effects hold. There it is, right? That's mono. It's in the center now. So what does that sound like by itself? Oops. I need a reset for that. That's just annoying. Percent of the time. Okay. So now is it really in the middle though? So if I merge it, it's still there, right? So I kind of just, yeah, I just undid everything I just did. It's interesting how that's possible. And if I take it out, right, if I put it back to being just side, it should be gone now, right? Yeah. Can I see this as a stereo? Okay, that doesn't help. This tiny little oscilloscope. What kind of phase am I looking at here? I mean, wave candy is so pointless sometimes. It just pretty much says what it is. So Wave candy. Doesn't have any real. They look like they're in phase. And then when we add them together, right, we get cancellation. But they're not in opposite phase. So I'm still figuring out the science of how mid-side and stuff works. Let's go turn that off. Pull that out. But yeah, Wave Candy has like zero, not zero, but some diagnostic application. Barely anything. Okay, so I just want to solidify the that's probably it. I just want to solidify the stereo. Still there. Like I wanted to keep it in the stereo field, but have it consistent. So it's not moving around. So right now, feels like it's moving around. But if we look at it, it in fact isn't. Right? And if we put mid back, oops. Then we have like this change. Right? See, what I'm looking for is like getting consistent bass. Maybe I'm thinking about it all wrong. What does span say for stereo? Okay, yeah, it's all side stereo. So what is this? One left and one right? Smoothed. I'm not seeing anything. What am I looking at exactly here? So it's exactly the same, right? Left and right is completely this uncorrelated. That's bad, right? That's it. Ain't it? Right? I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, right? But yeah, that's bad. Completely uncorrelated is bad. But that's how it's supposed to be. Well, I'm gonna turn on my monitors. I don't know why I'm listening to my headphones. Yeah, let's talk about with stereo imaging. The low end and not even use any proper tools. Like I can hear it in my headphones, but the bass is just too wavery. That's what I'm trying to look at. I'm trying to solidify the bass so when it's on monitors, like left and right monitors, at least there's balls there. Whereas it's not in the sub. It's not in the sub, but it's in the monitors. And I want to be able to control the amount of bass that's in the monitors. Because they're not summed together. Of course, it's going to turn itself off, though. And then we're going to jump into my speakers here somewhere. Yeah, of course, it turned itself off. I thought I plugged them in already. What's going on here? I can hear it coming from somewhere. My monitor? It's my computer screen. Okay, so not connected. I connected before I started, so I wouldn't have to do this on stream. Okay, at least there's no problem there. Right, so now let's go to the iLouds. Oof. Okay, so this is just the what's it called signal, right? This is just the monitor signal. This would be the sub signal. Gone. That's the sub. Gone. So I'm going to have to do something about this reverb because I do not like what it's doing. A low cut here. Let's bring it up. Still no consistency. I can still hear it. So let's go cut it all the way up to 1,000 here. Okay, we're tightening a bit. I'm still getting reflections. So I'm thinking this reverb might just be better after the fact. Because I want my low end tight. And it still seems to be affecting it. I don't know why. It's a high cut at 6K. I really wish it would stay its preset, but it doesn't. Okay, so let's go back down to 400. And it's probably doing stereo effect, right? That's probably what it is. Pre-delay and other stuff. So even though it's cutting, it's still kind of grabbing a signal. So go ahead and drop this on the mid-high. And we're going to pull it out of here. What is this? 40%. There we go. Now we have a solid, steady signal into my monitor. So this is what I want to fiddle with. So I didn't need any of this stuff. Let's go ahead and delete that. So I was thinking about this all day yesterday. It's like, what can I do? So we have this consistent stereo signal like this. It's already still quite loud, like. But there's barely anything there compared to everything else here. Oops, it's loud. I'm gonna turn that down. So that's totally blank gone. Yeah, that's really loud. So I'm gonna turn this up here. 8. Okay, so that's a comfortable level, I feel. Just focusing on this, right? So I've totally neutered it. I can't even hear it now. So let's like crank. Let's do some crank in here. Inputs. Not that I want. EQ this like that, like that, like that, like that. And we're gonna give it another 18 boost here. It's not showing me anything. It's really muddy. So how do I generally control bass? Right, this is something that I should be doing in post. Sort of that, patcher preset, but I don't have access to that right now per se. So let's just keep bringing in. I don't know why I keep doing the input output thing. Keep bringing in these guys. And we're just going to keep boosting. And then I guess I'll do a compressor, right? Okay, there we go. So muddy. Just because it has no top end, though. So I should be listening to the top end as well. Over. Let's bring in a limiter. Some balls. I wonder if I should just use the limiter. I want this louder. More. All you got here. I don't know why it doesn't show up in here. I don't see anything. Okay. What does that look like? So we still want to keep like a consistent balance. Why does it look like that now? It looks like some sort of tracery. Let's go default here. High res. Average time. Now it's not responding at all. I've never had problems with spam before. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload it. Something broke. There it is. Okay. And then high res. Faster overlap, or whatever that is. Average time. Of course, I'm not seeing 0 though. Okay, so I guess no matter what, we're gonna still have a balance, but still. So now let's get it ballsy. Like this. Like that, like that, like that. Bring this down super tight. There we go. Or more. More. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Loosen it up a bit. A little looser. A little looser. A little looser here. A little tighter. A little tighter. Tighter. There we go. Okay, so back off a bit now. About 2 milliseconds. There's some growl happening. Reset here. 2 seconds. 4 seconds. 8 seconds. 20 seconds. Maybe about half that, so about 10 seconds. No, I like it. Ballsy. Okay, super ballsy. No, it's a little too blary. About there, I guess. Let's try this again. Let's try it by itself. Oof. Stinky. Not so stinky. Back off from the beginning a bit. So like half, I'll just touch off the top. Touch more. Touch more. Too much. There we go. Okay. It's not enough flare, but I guess it's up here, right? We're only touching the bottom, so. Okay, now time for the sub test here. And does it disappear? For the most part, it does. Because we want to have that bass there, right? Okay, so without it, though, like, let's override it. Why is it still there? It's not even there. Okay, so yeah, that's because of this, right? But then, okay, all right. Okay. Then, yes. That's what I want. Okay, so I gotta call it, but before I do, I'm gonna check it all out together. Oops, I gotta turn this last guy off here. Merged. Yeah, we totally lose the low end, but that's how it's supposed to be. Right? That's just for the stop. This is how the stop's gonna sound. palms are still kind of in there. There's no like way to test the sub, just the sub, or just the monitors. It's like this one. I'm happy with that, I suppose. For now, it's a little growly. I was expecting more like ballsy, more bassy. I guess it's the wrong kind of distortion though. So I could just limit it and then push it through a distortion, or try a saturator or something. Get the growl out and more of an in, more of a transistor, like I don't have time right now, so I'm gonna have to play with that a little more once I have time. Anyway, so that's where it's at as well. I gotta look at, I forgot to do stereoization, so everything I just did was kind of out the window. Anyway, check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit. Or my GoFundMe, JWP Fund. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and/or subscribe are appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until next time.